lap 9 I believe, but the game now is giving me all of the warnings together, so it's all of the messages or all of the warnings that it should have given me while the race was continuing. It's giving me now in one go, and at this moment I just had no idea what was going on in front of me. I just wanted to have the best exit, as we're going to make up 3 positions out of that last corner and going up. Hello again everybody and welcome back to League Racing on F1 2020. Now these highlights are from my stream, and welcome to round 19 of this IRC F1 2020 League. And coming up into this weekend, I had literally the least confidence I've had throughout this season, because there's just something with this track that doesn't click with me, and I tried a lot but just couldn't get up to pace really. But coming out of the pits with 6 minutes remaining, and the plan was to qualify on the medium tires and then switch on to the soft tires about 14 laps into the race. But now let me take you around for the fastest lap that I did into this session. So T1, look for that black screen to the right, and then aim for the apex and get on power really early. Use the rear end to turn, and that was not ideal on this occasion as we're about a 10th down on our time. A very tricky Maggots and Beckett's like section. It's all about carrying that momentum and the line, and it's not really fast, but my objective was to just keep it clean, because this was my first proper run on the medium tires and I just didn't want to invalidate this. But going into this downhill braking zone for this next left-hander, very important to get the best exit out of this corner, because what follows is a very long straight and you need to be in very good shape for this entire straight, or else you lose time throughout this long back straight. Going into this braking zone leading up into the tricky sector 3, after 100 brake in a straight line and then use a lot more of the curb than I did on this occasion. Important to not get wheel spin, and then the camber of the track for this right, and then the next double left section is just very tricky to find traction, and I ran wide. As you can see, it's very tough to get the braking right going into that corner, but that was just not ideal. And stick to the inside and quali for this long right-hander. The left tires would beg for mercy, but it's important because you shave off a couple of hundredths of a second, and then going into this last corner, brake when the black screen appears on the right, and then carry the maximum momentum you can through this section. And that is a 1:31.6, which was a very mediocre lap. Now in hindsight, I could have gone about 3 or 4 tenths faster, but just couldn't hook up together a lap towards the dying stages of the qualifying, and that meant that we would be starting from the worst possible position on the grid in P10. And coming to the race start now, very important to have a clean first end, because I'll be on the faster tire towards the end, so we need a very good second stint also. But it's lights out in USA, and I take to the outside because very important to avoid contact. We take it nice and easy, and at the apex of the corner there is contact, so we switch to the outside to avoid the carnage on the track. But we get an illegal overtake on one of the cars behind, so I let the McLaren pass, and also I think a Mercedes is also in the line, so I let both of these cars pass to check if these were the cars I got the warning for. But this race has gotten off to a hideous start, and the Racing Point turned in on me, but it was just bad timing and bad car placement on both of our parts. So we have to pit for the hard tires, but ice to the top now, and there is no pit lane limiter speed warning, and usually or always there is a pit lane speed limiter warning. And going into the pits and pitting for the hard tires, we'd also be serving a 5-second time penalty for overtaking illegally on a car. And this race just kept getting worse for me. But now coming on to lap 6, we were doing consistent laps on the hard tires and going into this left-hander on lap 6, and there is a safety car, and now ice to the top right now, so we are in negative delta, and ideally or usually there is a label or a warning towards the top of the screen, but because there is no warning, I just do not know that I'm in negative delta. I'm talking to my race engineer, and I've been given a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. And at this moment, again, I just didn't notice what was wrong with the lobby, or how did I get the drive-through penalty. I just assumed that I was speeding under the safety car, which I was, but there was no warning on the screen. And if you're thinking that this is the worst it can get, then just hold on to your seats for a couple more laps and you'll see what else was wrong in this race. So now at the safety car restart, I have no other option but to serve that drive-through penalty, which means that I'll have to drive slowly while other drivers continue at the normal racing speed. And at the end of the following lap, on lap 11, I choose to come into the pits to serve my drive-through penalty. And
Not even getting the pit speed limiter. What is wrong?
now I realize that
There's something wrong with the
there's
lobby
something
now.
wrong with the lobby
Masum is again on the softs.
as we serve our drive-through penalty, but ice to the top left again, and there is still a DT next to my name.
Check if my. Why is it still showing me that I have a DT?
Did you get two?
I don't.
At this moment, I didn't even know if I was supposed to rage because I was just utterly surprised with what was going on in this race. So I check my race director in the middle of the race. So I pause the screen and check my race director to see there's only one drive-through on lap 9, I believe, but
I only have one.
the game now is
What?
giving me all of the warnings together. So it's all of the messages or all of the warnings that it should have given me while the
What
race was
must be
continuing.
nuts?
It's giving me now in one go. And
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Suddenly
just
I'm getting all of.
there are just so many things wrong with this game, and I still continue to play it. But yeah, this race, this doesn't happen usually, but yeah, this was just a hideous lobby. There were just so many
Suddenly I'm
glitches,
getting
and
all of the
finally you
warnings
can
in
see
one
the
go.
pit lane speed limiter now towards the top of the screen. So this was what I was talking about. It's supposed to tell you the speed you're carrying, or if you're speeding under the safety car, and you can
But I
slow your
don't
car
even know
down.
what's going on in this race.
But I just felt like rage quitting so many times in this race, but it's just not my thing. And now
Speedless fun.
Safety car, safety car.
you can see that I'm praying for a safety car going into this last turn and coming into the penultimate corner. Just out of the penultimate corner, you can see you can see the smile on my face. It's like I predicted the future. And there is another safety car on lap 16. So now I can switch onto the soft tires for the next 12
I don't even know
laps
what's
and
happening in this
yeah,
race
just
anymore.
have a late charge in this race. But if you're thinking that it was smooth sailing after this pit stop, you're just wrong, as coming out of the last corner, and I have no idea how I didn't rage or just didn't shout or do anything irrational. But
Yeah, lost
yeah,
connection with team. Dude, how I don't even want to rage.
It's okay, it's okay, it's under safety.
we make
car.
Here we
our
are,
way
last
back to the
12 laps.
lobby. But
And
and now for these
I don't know
final
how to
12
ask, but
laps,
if you
finally,
like this
hopefully I
game,
was
just like
thinking
this
there should
game
be
then.
no further issues, but I have a lot of positions to gain. And out of the last corner at the safety car restart, so it was all about just having the best 12 laps possible and going into T1. Just now I think I knew that all these 12 laps had to be like I was driving in quali. So yeah, there's one position made as the Alpha Tauri almost spins, so I made that position up pretty nicely, going up into sector 2 now on lap 19. And it's very important to just stay in the best shape possible because everybody in front of me would be pushing as we go purple in the first sector. So we are fastest among the lot of all the drivers in front of us. And going into the third sector on the same lap itself, you can see it's like Monday morning traffic in front of me. Very important to be in the right place at the right time, or you can not only lose a place but also a front wing. And going into this next left-hander, the McLaren is slightly out of shape, so I try to stick it around the outside, but he pushes us wide because there's no way for him to go as well. But the outside turns into the inside for this next long right-hander, but he's still holding it around the outside. So yeah, just fair play to him as well as he gets the inside for this next left-hander. We get slightly wide, and at this moment I just had no idea what was going on in front of me. I just wanted to have the best exit, as we're going to make up 3 positions out of that last corner. And going up on into lap 20, we are in P11 now. So just in a matter of 1 sector, we close up to the Renault in front as we now
somebody's
go into
coming
this
out here.
tricky braking zone that leads into the second DRS straight. And there was just so much stuff going on in this race that I had no option but to laugh. And yeah, this moment, it just caught me off guard. And usually this lobby is pretty competitive and we are pretty consistent towards the top at least. But today, just in this race, everybody I think nobody had an idea what they were doing. But going into turn 1 again behind the Renault, just trying to occupy his mirrors before the braking zone, just trying to force him into an error. And again going into the second DRS straight, as he runs in deep. So yeah, we now get a chance to have the better exit, and I knew that he was not going to make it too tough because we had DRS and the better exit and some ERS to play with as well. So that is an easy move, and we are up in P8 on lap 21, and very important to see how many more places we can make up. Remember, we started P14 at the end of that second safety car, and that was lap 20. So in three laps we've made up 6 positions, almost 2 positions per lap. But now going up into turn 1 on lap 24, and there are 4 cars in front of me, and I knew that I had to get these 4 positions as well in the next 4 laps. So into turn 1 again, just trying to occupy the mirrors of the Ferrari in front of me to force him into an error, and yeah, just trying to follow as closely as possible through this twisty section. And dirty air just makes it very tough for you to do that, but yeah, you just have to carry that momentum and stay behind the car in close proximity. But now going into the second DRS straight again, and we're behind the Williams and the Ferrari on this occasion, and the Ferrari is going for a move, so I knew that I had to focus on the exit more because I was expecting something to happen into this corner, and something does happen, and just I knew that I had to be in the right place at the right time again. And so we're sticking it around the outside on this straight, and we again make up 2 places in one go. So going into sector 3 on lap 24, we have again 2 cars in front of me that I knew that I had to get past, and I was visibly faster than the cars in front, so I knew that I had to just keep it together. And into the last corner we go behind the Racing Point. He has the red light flashing, so I knew that he was low on battery, and I had around 25% to play with, and so I just wait for his battery to regenerate, and when his car slows down, I just use my battery and get side by side into the braking zone. There's nothing he can do because we're on the faster tire. He tries to stick it around the outside, but yeah, we just squeeze him on exit, and that is a move done. And now we have to get this final place that I thought that I could make in this race, and it is the Red Bull in front, who has, if you look towards the top left, 27 seconds in penalties. So coming out of this corner, it seemed like he brake checked me, but as you'll see right now, he was disqualified because he got 30 seconds worth of penalties. And I knew that this was just a mega job from me, just making up 10 positions in about 6 laps. But now finally, after 2 drive-through penalties, 5 seconds for an illegal overtake, 3 seconds for track extensions, 2 safety cars, 2 virtual safety cars, and just so much drama later, we're finally coming to finish P3, which the game doesn't let me finish in P3 because there was a there was a glitch in the lobby, but I can confirm that I did finish P3 after it all. But an eventful race, and just a reminder, if you're not subscribed, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel for future videos. But as for the championship, I'm currently in P3 in the Drivers' Championship. A very bad run. For the past 4 or 5 races, I failed to score decent points. There were multiple DNFs there as well. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this race. There are 3 rounds remaining, and I would be giving it everything as I have been throughout the season. But yeah, until the next time, until the next video, until the next live stream, just stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you in the next one.